Welcome. Happy weekend. Southern Ontario here. We are a hardiness zone 6, and it is end of October, and we've actually had some lovely warmth this weekend. We've had super cold weather, nearly at zero, right on the brink of zero, and then we've just went up to 70 yesterday during the day. So I'm trying to take advantage of this warmer weather to do all the things I have not completed. I'm behind again. I guess we're always behind, everybody, because there's so many things you want to do and you're trying to fit in. If you're a gardener and you're preparing and trying to do permaculture and self-sufficiency and stuff, you are constantly got a whole list in your head of things that you really want to do. And every day has to just be a priority. Prioritize the most important thing next, the most important thing next, the most important thing next. And then you just hope that you get enough done on your list that it's enough, right? So that being said, I have my hoop house here. I've shown you my hoop house before. And it was just built off the ground, maybe 1.5 feet. I had leftover logs from a pile in the back that I needed to get rid of, and I just built that bed up. I put cardboard down on the bottom right on my ground, built that up with, junk that I had around the yard, branches and leaves and paper and etc., and built this up. Leaves, pine needles, anything natural. Built this up a couple years ago, and I put the hoop house in. This is just rebar into the ground, and then PVC pipe over the top, PVC pipe down the end, and then I put vapor barrier, 2 layers of vapor barrier. So I have this out ready to go, starting to get ready to go. I'm trying to do this fall cleanup. There's so many leaves and pine needles and everything's falling right now, so everything's kind of a mess, but that's okay because it's always good mulch, right? It's always good filler for the bottom of pots, etc. Okay, so what I've done is I have some nice plants started. I've been, seeding as I go, extra stuff. We had a nice harvest in here. I just harvested a bunch of chickweed, which was actually intentional. I used that medicinally for my mom, for her skin. So I just harvested the chickweed, which will keep coming back, and that's great. And chickweed is also edible, don't forget, and medicinal, very medicinal, and tasty too. It's nice and tender. So that being said, I do have some celery, some parsley, I've got onions started, I've got beets started, I've got sorrel started, there's some lettuce and stuff in here, remnants of things. I've got kohlrabi, I've got some cabbages that are little, right? So I'm going back through because there are things that I can plant that will do really well over the winter. I can typically harvest vegetables in this hoop house the entire winter all the way through spring. I have celeries that are huge by the time we're all said and done. It's kind of a pain to climb in here to go get it, but if you need fresh vegetables and want fresh vegetables and you can't afford fresh vegetables at the grocery store these days because the prices are crazy, also you don't know what they have in them or on them or where they come from. So I would rather climb in here in the middle of winter and get my fresh vegetables knowing that I grew them myself and I know exactly what happened. I'll suck it up, buttercup. So this is what I'm doing. I have collected some things around the yard. I've got some baby onion greens and stuff like that I've dug up from other places that otherwise will just they'll wither back and they'll grow back in the spring. But I'd rather have them in the hoop house this winter and actually develop onions so that I can harvest throughout the winter. At the end, I started with, what did I do? I did carrots, I did celery, I did beets and turnips. I have Swiss chard going. I've got... what else did I just plant? Radishes, daikon radish as well. I'm putting some chicories. I have some lettuce going in, arugula, mash. I'm putting some dill seeds just because mom's always asking me for dill, and sometimes the dill can go through a colder weather. I have parsley in here, I said. What else? I've got chervil remnants here. I've got some basil still trying to hold on. Once I put this plastic over top, it does a really good job at protecting everything and keeping the warmth in. And the stuff under here that's actually still composting lets off some heat as well. So that's kind of nice. I'm also going to put some, what else do I have going in here? I forget. Oh, I put some garlics and things in here. It'll do fine. It'll be fine. And then it kind of have like maybe 3 or 4 feet where it goes off the end, and then I tie it up kind of like a present on both ends. So I do have some space on the ground there that I can plant some cold hardy veg like cabbages and the kale and things like that right through in the ground. on both sides. So that's kind of good. This is going to be jam-packed with some veg. So again, it's uncomfortable to climb in there, but it's nice to go in there and harvest your own stuff, especially in the dead of winter. It's kind of a cool thing. I have another place I'd like to put a hoop house this year, so that's on my priority list, but not number one priority over this one. I have everything ready for this. That's going to kind of be an extra project, kind of an experimental project. So if I don't get to it, I guess I don't get to it, but I would like to get to it. So that's on my list as well. Anything that's a cold hardy veg. So all those nice leafy greens, they do really well. Your root vegetables, radishes are quick. I'll also put some peas in here. I could still probably get a nice harvest of peas. They like the cold weather, and they'll be protected in here without the frost. And I think that I can get at least eke out a little bit. Plus the pea greens are nice, they're tasty. So even if you don't get peas, you can still eat the pea greens. And that's what I'm doing today. So I'm trying to make hay while the sun shines. I've got a little bit of time left. It's gorgeous out. Gosh, we went hiking yesterday, foraging for mushrooms elsewhere, but I've also been foraging mushrooms on my own property. It's kind of the holy grail of permaculture, right? To get your own mushroom, the mushroom layer in your permaculture system. So I've been harvesting some gorgeous wood bluet mushrooms. I have some ringless honey fungus growing here. I have turkey tails growing. And some other things. I just want to make sure I'm confirming the spore print and stuff like that before I eat them to make sure it's what I planted and what I'm looking for. So yes, I have put mulch down and substrates down for sporing with mushrooms and fungus, and it's kind of exciting. I think it's the most fulfilling harvests that I've had in my garden, just because it's so interesting and new and cool and different. Achieving a mushroom status is pretty awesome to me. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to get things done. I needed a slight break. My toddler's been out here trying to help me with many distractions, but we're getting some things done, and I'm teaching her some things too. So she helped me plant some things. She helped me pull some things to bring to the hoop house, and now it's time for her break as well. So she's in having a break. And I'm going to get hardcore hammering it out this evening. I'm hoping if I can get everything planted I want to in here, seeded at least, I can give it a good water, and then hopefully I can start to get the plastic up. It's not been windy, it's just been perfect. So this is the perfect weather to do so. Let me know what you guys are doing. Are you guys doing hoop houses? Do you do covered rows? Do you put stuff in your greenhouse? I still have to do my greenhouse project, but that's the next thing on the list. So let me know what you're doing. How are you protecting your plants? Are you growing through winter? Are you trying to extend your growing season? Let me know. Okay. Thank you for tuning in. I'm not sure where everyone is from today, but I hope that you're enjoying some nice fall weather that's warmer than what we've been experiencing. All right. So if you have questions about what to plant now, get on my last few videos. I think I've pretty much outlined a lot of what is great to plant right now. Things that will survive the cold weather loving plants that are edible. Okay? Thanks. Be a champion in your garden or your kitchen or wherever you are today. And that's it. Eat deliciously.